What does it take to build engineering teams that don't just move fast, but move without breaking things? Welcome to the Test Associates podcast, where we sit down with the brightest minds in software testing and engineering to bring you the conversations that are shaping the future of our industry. Today's guest has spent over 16 years at the intersection of tech and financial services, leading engineering at scale, mentoring talent globally, and building a community of hundreds and thousands of people across LinkedIn, where he's been recognized as a top voice not once, but 7 times. He's a full stack specialist, a cloud architecture thinker, and someone who's earned a reputation for making complex engineering leadership conversations genuinely accessible. We are talking with Praveen Purushottam, who is the Director of Engineering, a seasoned tech speaker, and one of the most recognizable voices in the global engineering community. Today, we are going to get into the conversations that matter most right now. How AI is rewriting the rules of test automation, what it really takes to shift left without slowing your teams down, and what the next generation of software testers need to be building towards. This conversation is truly for anybody who's serious about the future of quality engineering. So let's get into it. Firstly, so glad to have you on the podcast, Praveen. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. So, how are you, Vaishnavi? We met a
Yeah.
couple of days ago, a couple of
Mhm.
weeks ago, probably in one
Yeah.
of the amazing events, and the energy that you bring in is undeniably amazing.
Oh my gosh, I don't think my energy is anything compared to yours. I think you're the one who actually brings the energy to anywhere.
I
I
would
don't
say
know
my
how you
energy is, I would say my energy is fueled by your presence. So go for it.
That's really sweet of you. But yeah, we're really, really glad to be doing this finally. We did speak about it at Tech Show as well, to get a podcast done and to like collaborate a little more. So it's good to have this in the books, especially because you'll be attending NSTC as well this year. So quite excited about that. It's really shaping out to be a big event, and we've got so many really good attendees coming to the show, especially
Amazing.
like you as well, the kind of experience you bring. So I think it'll be a really good conference. So excited about that.
Yes, very much excited about it. And yeah, just mention the dates as well.
It's on the 14th and 15th of July in London.
Amazing. So it's going to be fun.
Yeah,
Hopefully, I should be back then, and let's see how it goes.
sounds good. So my first question to you, Praveen, is how do you think AI is currently reshaping the landscape of test automation?
Absolutely right question for the current time. I would say AI is fundamentally changing the test automation from being script driven to intelligent driven. So traditionally, we have been using automation that is relied heavily on predefined rules, brittle selectors, and manual maintenance. But today, AI powered testing tools can identify UI changes and intelligently generate test cases automatically. It can also predict risk areas and also prioritize regression suits based on historical failures and product impact, because business is everything, right? And one of the biggest transformation I see is in productivity. As a developer, I have been writing JavaScript code a lot. I love to write JavaScript code, but testing, yeah, I mean, writing test suits, and those are kind of things that I feel, should I even do this and can I skip it, etc. So I would say that the transformation is in productivity, and teams are currently using AI, which I'm working with as well. They generate boilerplate test scripts, create synthetic test data, analyze flaky tests, detect anomalies in the logs and the telemetry data, improve test coverage faster than before. So one of the problems that we have been having in our corporate life is, Praveen, you have not done the coverage to this level. This coverage is not enough for this project to be completed in the deployed in the production level. So we are able to do a lot of things faster in terms of uh, test coverage and other things as well. But this helps only with the use of AI. But at the same time, it is not replacing testers or quality engineers, but instead it's actually elevating their role. The focus is shifting from repetitive execution towards critical thinking. See, we have one single hour, and what all things that we can do. We can work on exploratory testing, the edge case analysis, system reliability, and quality strategy as well. But the real opportunity lies in the human judgment with AI-based acceleration. So AI is just assisting us in making go things forward, and with the genuine human judgment, so that teams that succeed will be the ones that treat AI as a collaborator, not just an automation tool. This is my humble thoughts about like how AI is reshaping the whole scenario here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you spoke a bit about the challenges that are coming up these days. I want to dig a bit more into that. What do you think are the biggest challenges or hurdles that teams are currently facing when they're trying to shift left in modern CI/CD pipelines?
In a single word, if I should say, it is the ownership. So shifting left sounds simple conceptually, but operationally, it requires a cultural and architectural transformation. I've been in architecture for so many years now. Many organizations still treat quality as the responsibility of a QA team alone. But in reality, or in modern CI/CD environment, quality should come from a shared engineering responsibility involving developers, testers, DevOps, security, and product teams as well. And another major challenge is the feedback speed. So if the pipelines are slow, flaky, or unreliable, developers stop trusting them, right? So that basically defeats the purpose of early validation. So I'm a JavaScript developer. Now the whole industry is going towards TypeScript. Why? Because when you start typing the code, at the same time you would be getting a feedback about whether this particular line is right or wrong. If that particular feedback system is slower or flaky, or if it doesn't work, or if it gives a totally opposite thing that we are expected to see, that becomes a problem really. So that's one of the main thing that defeats the purpose of early validation. But also not just that, teams also struggle with poor test data management. How many people are writing the correct test data? See, you want the developers, the way these developers and including myself think is, I just need to get a test coverage. So we are concentrating on the test coverage, the number of tests passing, rather than are we testing the correct business area, right? So the poor test data management, environmental inconsistencies, not just Windows people are there. There are Mac, Linux, Windows, other different environments where it might not work as expected. Excessive end-to-end test dependency will also be there, because nowadays we are not just unit testing things. It's supposed to be end-to-end. A lot of third-party things are involved. Lack of observability, inadequate automation strategy. So from a technical standpoint, many teams overinvest in UI automation while underinvesting in the API contract and integration testing. So end-to-end testing needs to be done a lot. So if we want a shift left option to be successful, then it usually depends on three things. Number one, fast and reliable pipelines. Number two, strong engineering principle and discipline. Then continuous quality visibility across the entire software life cycle. It's less about adding more tests and about building more confidence earlier in the delivery processes than anything at all.
100%. I mean, you mentioned about the accountability aspect, and I think that's not just like a tech team issue, you know. I feel like it's like a overall business issue where everybody is constantly like, you know, debating about who's accountable for which aspect. And, you know, there's no sense of communication in terms of who needs to be doing what.
So
I'm curious to understand like your perspective on how can leadership balance, you know, have more input in this, or how can they balance speed with quality in a high velocity development environments?
I think I would be in the right position to say, because I transitioned from a developer to a leadership position, and I see a lot of things that can go wrong. The
I
key
mean,
in
you're the
understanding,
director of engineering, so like there's no doubt you've got so much of experience around this.
just before that, I was a hardcore developer who writes JavaScript code for a living, as well as talking to friends and stuff like that. So yeah, to answer your question, the key is understanding the speed and the quality are not opposites. In mature engineering organization, quality actually enables speed. So if you have like set of rules and regulations that you want to follow, that actually makes the developers go a step faster. Leaders often make mistake of measuring the velocity only by deploying a frequency or feature throughput. So sustainable velocity comes from reducing the recovery time, minimizing the production incidents, and also increasing the developer confidence. So to balance the speed with the quality, leadership should focus on certain number of things which I could think of from my
Yeah.
experience. One thing is the engineering standards and automation maturity, observability and monitoring.
Yeah.
incremental releases, agile methodology, strong rollback mechanisms if something goes wrong, developer experience. A lot of times, this developer experience is something that is not talked upon because what runs the whole project, what makes you the money, the code makes you the money, who writes the code, the developers. We are concentrating a lot on user experience. How will the customer look at it? Yes, customer will look at it in a nice way if the developers who build on it is treated fairly or is happy. So developer experience is something really needed. And psychological safety within teams, again, this comes with a lot of different cultures. Like, I'm from India, currently working in the UK. I have worked with US and other different countries. Every single place, the team dynamics will change as well. So psychological safety within teams is one of the most important factor as well. But other than these things, one important mind shift is moving from testing quality to engineering quality. So high performance teams will probably build systems where quality checks happen continuously. How we can do that? Through automated pipelines, static analysis. One thing that I have been doing these days is, like, my company, the previous company that I was worked for as an associate director, they were looking at static analysis a lot in terms of measuring the metrics of how I am performing. One good static analysis for, I could say, is the sonar cube kind of a thing. So I still feel, is this good or bad? I still have the question. But contract testings are there, security scanning is there, production monitoring. Leadership also plays a crucial role in defining realistic delivery expectations. We could see a lot of teams getting burnt out easily. So burnt out and rushed releases always create a long-term quality debt. The healthiest engineering cultures optimize for resilience, not just for the speed.
Yeah, 100%. I think there's because you've got like experience in so many different areas now, I think I'm really curious to understand your your perspective on how AI is also coming into the picture now. I mean, a lot of software testers, not just software testers, everybody, including like my profession, everybody's worried about AI taking our jobs and not clear on what the future is. And if, like, from your experience, what do you think would be a few skills that software testers can, develop or work on right now in order to have that sort of resilience or have that sort of, competitiveness even with AI into the picture?
One thing that I wanted to say before answering this: I'm a front end developer, I'm a front end architect, and I'm a director of one of the biggest Fortune 50 companies and field CTO of a company that raised 4.2 million pounds. Having held such huge positions, if I'm trying to look for a new job today, the most easiest question people ask me is, okay, you're expecting us to pay 10,000 pounds per month for you, whether it is post tax or pre tax, it is a different story. But the cost to the company is, let's say, a 10 grand per month. 10,000 pounds, which is 100 times more than what Claude can offer in its maximum plan per month. So, why would a company invest in me paying 100 times what Claude can do with just 100 pounds a month? So this is a question that I get asked often, and a lot of times I get to not answer in the perfect way. I do have the answer, like, you need a human in the loop, you need to have the architectural ability, the structural thinking. All these things can be done by AI as well. Like, why should a person hire me instead of hiring a low paid worker along with a subscription to Claude or any of the Anthropic's models? So this is something that needs to be thought about. But the future software tester or a software developer needs to evolve beyond manual execution and become a quality engineer or a software architect with multidisciplinary skills. Now, since we are talking about testing framework, QA side of things, I'll I'll just stick to the test side of things. Technical fundamentals are becoming increasingly important. So even if you're using AI and other things, you need to be sure about the technical fundamentals. Testers should also develop proficiency in programming and scripting, API testing, CI/CD workflows, platforms, all the different cloud platforms like GCP, Azure, and Rackspace, and we have AWS. AWS is the main thing. observability tools, data analysis, AI assisted testing workflows. One thing that I see in the recent times, if I just go for new jobs, AI native front end developer, AI native backend developer, AI native QA, AI native. That is becoming the buzzword these days. Understanding the system architecture is also crucial. So modern applications are often distributed, event driven, and cloud native. So now, along with the cloud native, we are getting the AI native as well. Testers who understand how systems communicate will provide far greater value. At the same time, human centric skills are also becoming more important. For example, why should they hire me instead of getting the $100 AI Anthropic subscription?
Mhm.
I have
Mhm.
critical thinking, I have communication skills, I do risk analysis, I have a good product understanding, I collaborate with real people in real life and real humans. AI can automate repetitive tasks, but it cannot replace curiosity, the domain understanding, or strategic quality thinking. The best testers of the future will combine engineering depth with business awareness and adaptability. That's what I would like to say.
Lovely. Wow, that is an amazing answer, Praveen. I think you summed it up so well. I mean, I think a lot of people have so much to learn from you, which is why I definitely think you should come to the conference this year and
I will.
make sure to actually, come back in time to London. Because, yeah, I think our delegates would love to learn from you. Yeah, there's just so much knowledge over there. But thank you so much for coming on the podcast today and
Absolutely.
taking some time out. Really, really nice conversation. Before we end the podcast, is there anything that you want to say to our audience? Have you
Uh,
actually had a look at the agenda for the conference this year?
I have to, but I do have something to say. So, quality engineering is no longer about finding bugs. It's about enabling confidence, accelerating innovation, and building resilient systems in an increasingly AI-driven world. And
Lovely.
by the way, today I'm hosting something in Paddington. So go check out my LinkedIn. And Vaishnavi, we are collaborating again on a YouTube just like this. So don't miss that. Subscribe to
100%.
both our channels, so you will definitely find out what is going to happen soon.
You're like a born influencer marketeer.
But no, there are so many big uh bade logs out there, not
Yeah.
just me. So I'm just the small budding guy, so trying to see what I can do.
For those who only speak English on our channel, Bade Log is more like,
Big shot,
the
big shot,
big
big shot.
names and yeah,
Yeah.
big shots.
I don't know Hindi as well, but this is a very common word. Bade log, jugaad, etc. Jugaad is the hack job. So
Mm.
as developers, we all are always trying to find out shortcuts to do efficient way. We are not lazy, but although we are lazy, but we are not exactly lazy. We are
Lazy
trying to
people
find the
are the smart ones, though.
smartest
Like,
ones. Even Bill
yeah.
Gates said that.
Lovely. It was such a nice conversation, Praveen. Like even with the podcast, without the podcast, it's always nice. But
Absolutely.
yeah, let's put that in the books again for next time. And yeah, lovely to have you here. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Vaishnavi, for providing this opportunity.
No
See you.
worries. See ya.